Welcome to another episode of Reggae in Seattle. I'm your host, Terri, and listen, today we have been blessed up with that reggae royalty. We have the son of the legendary king of reggae, Bob Marley. We're talking two-time Grammy nominee. His 2019 album, As I Am, won Reggae Album of the Year at the International Reggae and World Music Awards. And you know that's hype. He's a philanthropist, a humanist. He's my fellow earthling, Julian Marley, Juju, aka Juju Royal, right?
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you for having me. Blessing.
So listen, people in Seattle want to know when you coming to visit us again. I think it's been at least a few years since you was at the Showbox. So when you rolling through Seattle?
Well, yeah, definitely a long time. Well, I'm hopefully very soon, putting stuff together, new music and everything. So hopefully the next year coming up will be coming through Seattle.
So there's a new album in the works?
Yeah, a lot of new album. We put out a few new singles. The music is definitely building up.
And that's going to lead to that new tour. We saw you just was on tour in Brazil. How was that?
South America is definitely very cultural, and them love the music, the reggae music. Them love the Jamaican culture. Them love that consciousness in the music. So it was great to be in Brazil.
Right. So the deal is are we gonna have to wait for that new music before we get a tour?
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes, you might have to wait for the music because you know how it goes already.
Yeah, well, I understand that, there's a whole process, the music drops and then you go on the tour and all of these sort of things. But sometimes when it's been a minute and these COVID years has had us all locked down, we feel like we done lost 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Well, really and truly, we have lost 3 years, but we have gained something else that we probably didn't know that we've gained. We've gained a consciousness, and also we've made it through part of the dark hours,
What did you gain from it?
Well, what we gained was learning yourself, learning what your purpose is more and more, because it definitely gives you a time to really sit down and meditate, and put yourself into what you call it now. Get yourself in the right lane it's either you're gonna get into the lane or you're gonna get out of the right lane. So it was here or there, you know what I mean? So going through that pandemic is either you made it or you breaked it,
I read some research on this very thing, and they were saying this research had findings that talked about how this type of pandemic, what it does is there may be certain technologies and certain things that will accelerate, but if you were already on the brink of troubles, that just accelerated maybe your bankruptcy, your departure, but also if you was rising, it accelerates that as well. It is definitely a shift in our consciousness, especially when you're talking about health, death, and the way that the lockdowns really forced people to reflect. And I think that you see that not just in the technologies, but on how people are living their lives and how, there's a million women that decided not to go back to work. Like, you know what? You had me out here hustling, leaving my kids here, there, and that year gave them time to realize, you know what? If I stay home, I don't have to spend all this money on makeup, my stockings, and all this. I can pick my kids up from school. And so there you see a shift, or it's so many ways, So I think that what you're saying kind of just is in line with what we're seeing all over, right?
Yeah, very true, and for me personally, the biggest thing out of the whole of this is the consciousness. Because, everything weighs up on your mind and your soul, the stress attacks your soul, and attacks your mind, and then after that. So it's all about your mind, the mind strength and the soul power, where it's supposed to guide us through all walks of life, the dark hours, the light hours, So if we didn't have our soul strengthened and lined up within that time, it would be hard, Mm-hmm. So we have to give thanks for, like we say, give thanks for the consciousness and the brothers and sisters who was helping to strengthen one another throughout that time, whether it's a phone call or whatever it is,
You
which
saw
is
a lot
good.
of that with humanity. I mean, you saw some ugliness, but if it's where you choose to focus your attention. And when you
Good.
look worldwide, I saw people in Spain, I saw people in Italy, all of them supporting each other during these lockdowns. People,
Yes.
people taking to go online and, have online shows just to be there for the people so that people can have a way to congregate. It shows
True.
how even with our individualism that we still want to get together as a with our other fellow humans and enjoy life and be together as one, right? It showed that
Yeah,
at its essence.
it showed that we're not robots, that we're people, that we have to, you can never ever just stand up one place. We have to get together.
You have to get together. That's why when the festivals opened up this summer, it was on and popping over there in Europe. Now I wasn't
Yeah.
there, but I saw the footage, and you can just tell that everybody's just so happy to be out again. We don't have it on that large scale like you do in Europe, but even here in Seattle and in the States, you
Yes.
can tell that people were ready to get back out and mingle again.
Yeah, definitely people are ready to get back, to life as they know it. But to get back to life as you know it, or to get back to life in a more conscious and in a more, not just get back to life, because that is why we went through what we went through, because we needed to update our life. We need to update that thinking, you know what I mean, that consciousness. So, to go through that and come out without no consciousness, that is, that is the problem. To be over and not go under is what we're trying to do. We're trying to go over.
When you talk about consciousness, do you lean into like a collective consciousness, like if anything we took from this is that we are all connected? This virus got everybody's been touched on some level.
Yeah. So, go for sure, you say no one is iron and steel, and like I said, no man is no man is an island, no man is a country. Take a community and a portion of people to make a country. So this showed us that singly by yourself you cannot make it. It takes unity, it takes love, it takes God power for really lift up that goodness and that that blessing. So
Those
for me, I saw life, everyone not giving, I see life, as we say, people are getting on with their day-to-day business, and we're not giving thanks to God for the greatness and the life that we've given. So at some point, just say, slow down everything and look this way.
Whatever Mother Nature was trying to communicate, what I just know, as someone who's a fellow gardener, I keep my hands in the soil. I
Yes.
I just know that so much with when everything is balanced and right, my garden, I don't have to deal with pests. I don't have any infestations. I don't have
Good.
none of that. And once we just sat our asses down, right?
Yeah,
We saw
yeah.
that the air was getting cleaner. Dolphins are swimming in the canals in
Hey,
Venice. It's like life came back once we sat our asses down. You know what I'm
that
saying?
goes to show you, that goes to show you that mankind is at the head of all of the
We're
destruction
doing
and
too much.
corruption. Yeah.
I think that Mother Nature has a way of weeding out what she doesn't need. We take too much arrogance in that we're controlling what's going on. She know what she's
Yes.
doing.
Yes.
She know what she's doing. So that's where you're talking about humbling yourself, just as an animal, as a species, right? Humble yourself.
Yes, definitely we have to humble ourselves. And like I said, the earth is going through a thing.
Yeah.
We say it's a prophecy. We say it was written already. So many things that we see is written from 2000 years ago. It was written. So now we're going through things that was written already. And if we were doing our history if we was learning the right lessons in our college of life, we would have known all of this. I would have known how to deal with it. I would have known how to counteract. You know what I mean? Like just say, love each other, or else this, or else that, and we don't love each other. So this is what happened, Yeah, because
Exactly.
just say, love each other, or else this is happening. And the mankind don't listen, and then you check it out. This is what happened. So it's just a prophecy, the way I see it, something that's fulfilling, something that, is something that was there already on the head, but we don't accept the truth. We don't accept what just said. So sometimes we feel it, you know, if we don't really hear the word, you know.
So much of reggae as a genre is about social justice, activism on a variety of scales, whether it's legalization, criminal justice, or even just our families and how we treat each other and these sorts of things. There's so much positivity, and that's what I like about you. Is that you bring that inspiration, and I think that that does add to the collective consciousness. What you're putting out there.
Give thanks. Yeah, well, I mean, we have to because, like you said, reggae music. If we listen to the original reggae music that was the introduction to the world, we will be surprised because, like we said, reggae is singing about slackness and this and that. Reggae is not about slackness, really. Reggae is king's music. So
Exactly.
king's music means the highest of the highest music. Only God, I mean, the closest one we listen to that music is God. So if you can't play music for your creator, that means we're shameful. That means we're doing something that is not right. You know what I mean? So reggae music is such a powerful music, that everyone wants to use it for different reasons. You know what I mean? Just because they know the power. But at the same time, it will never work and it will never do what it was supposed to do if we do not have it in that original kind of format of message,
Mm-hmm.
Like recently, I'm listening to a old-time legendary reggae artist called Yabby U. I don't know how much people know Yabby U, but his music is like Psalms. When you listen to his songs, it's like you read Psalms or you read Revelation in the Bible. I saw them man in music.
Deliver me, oh my God, from my enemies.
So that is original reggae music that when I was born, that's the type of music we used to hear as reggae music, some serious reggae music, So now, obviously, them change it around because anything which is good and righteous, Babylon always try to stop it down, Anything which is right. So that is our positive effort to analyze, say, oh, that is what is good is they're always trying to, them always trying to, like our father says in Aisha the Sheriff, implant a seed every time it grows, the man say, cut it down, So that's like the reggae music. When it comes up, the man is always saying, cut it down because this reggae music is too positive, too conscious,
Well, and let's keep it real now. This is why I believe personally that Bob Marley wasn't bigger in the States when he was, because they couldn't have him in the 70s talking about revolution. Reggae music was rebel music. It was
Rebel
revolution. And I think that's the same with hip hop, because I don't want to digress. Didn't I tell you we could get chatty? I don't want to, because that's the same with hip hop, right? When it first came out, this was message music. It was activism. It was history in teaching, and that's been degraded. But and in the degradation, Babylon always props up the degraded version, but they keeping this under. But real talk is they can keep trying, but we know that Bob Marley stays number one on the iTunes chart and the Billboard chart. And when I see you and your brothers on stage, I'm gonna get to that later. I just think that they tried to stop it, but that seed just kept building and building and building, right? And that's why I choose to lean into the positive, right?
Blessed. It's true.
Listen, did you always know did you have a choice to be a musician? Do all Marleys got to be a musician, but this is something you always wanted to do?
Well, me personally, yeah, I was born wanting to play music. But I also have brothers and sisters that can't play a note.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we come from the same father, the same great musician. But as I say, within one person, there's many different rooms. There's many different colors to a soul, So maybe you never got the music, but you got the seriousness, or you got the message, or you got the what you call it now, the humanitarian part, or you got the joyful laughing part that lights up the room when you come in. It's like only gang can come in and light up a room like that, Mm-hmm. So, but for me, music, ever since it's music, I can remember. Mm-hmm. Ever since I want to play music, and we have to give thanks that we are here playing the music like we always wanted to do.
Listen, we give thanks, right? Because I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I would be one of your siblings who can't sing. I can't hold a note. I can't hear a note. It's like my husband's a musician, and he's like, "You can't." I'm like, "Listen, I can't hear the difference between this and that. All I know is when it hits me, how do I feel? And if I'm
Good.
feeling good, I'm good, right? That's
Yes,
all.
yes.
That's all that I can know. But let me
That's
ask you
true.
this: when you create, do you hear music in your head or do you hear lyrics first? Or do you hear both? What's coming through to you when you're creating?
Boy, what's coming through? At first, total silence.
Mm.
And then, we don't think of anything like that. It's more like a feeling. So go pick up the guitar. And when we go pick up the guitar, we strum 2 chords. And then, it start from the inspiration of what the guitar is going to say to me. When I play it 2 times, and if it says something, if it's talking something with me that we correspond in the right way, then in comes a kind of inspiration message, which starts it. So it's a mystic thing for me. Sometimes we don't know how it comes, but we just know the guitar speaks first, and then in comes that melody that starts it.
I love that. I feel that comes from whatever this is, right? That third
Yes,
eye, that inner something, right?
it's definitely the inner soul, the inner voice talking.
I read that the guitar is your favorite instrument. Is that true?
No, favorite instrument? No, I don't have a favorite instrument. It's just the instrument is the instrument that fit with the voice easier, quicker. So
Tell me.
because I'm a singer, we always draw for the guitar because it's the quickest thing to get, to warm up things and get things going. But musical instruments, I love all the musical instruments. The first instrument that I started to play was drum. That's the easiest one because you can play a drum anywhere. Anything you touch is a drum. In every furniture, anything is a drum.
Right. I just saw a
And,
video of you playing the drums, and I was like, "Oh, shoot, go, Julian!"
all right.
Listen, I love a live band, but I always
Yes.
love the drummer. Now I like a bass line and I like a good guitar riff as well. But on that stage, I'm always checking out the drummer. I'm fascinated. So when I knew that you were a multi-instrumentalist, but I had never seen you play before. So when I saw it, I was like, oh hell, look at this. I
Yeah, yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Give
How many
thanks. Yeah,
instruments
music.
do you play?
Um, any instrument that we can get our hands on. You know, the
Tell me
only thing
about that.
the only thing I don't really get is the we call it now the horns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the horns is a bit more take a bit more what do you call it now resilience and power
Right. Well,
and
listen,
technique.
we all love, I don't know about we all, but I know I love a good horn section as well.
Yes,
That's just gonna set it off right there.
true, true.
How much
Yeah,
of your
man.
how much of your inspiration is based on your Rastafari beliefs and practices?
Well, everything because it is who we are. It's who I am. It's so that is the message. It's in every aspect of it because when you say Rastafari, it means you're dealing with God. You're talking about God. You're talking about the Bible. You're talking about the ancient Christianity, the Ethiopian Orthodox, or the Israelites, the original Israelites, them from the Bible, which speaks of those who have been scattered far around the world. And they're in every country you go, you find the Israelite. And when you check it out, we are, when you go around the world, all you see is everywhere you go, you can see African, you can see a Jamaican, you can see somebody from. So it's that message is so to be a Rasta means is every day. We have a mission, there's a mission every day. So I personally see myself like a disciple where we have to carry the message through. So that means in everything we do, you know, we have to show that righteous vibration, you know, that spiritual upfulness. Everywhere we go, no matter what we're doing. If I'm playing football, I play football with unity and love. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anything we would do, we try to do it with that positive, backative. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter whether you're singing, walking, talking. You know, we try to put Jah in the midst of all things. You know.
And so how does that manifest itself on your day-to-day life? I mean, like you're saying when you're playing, but also that involves like your diet and these sorts of things and what you choose to eat and what you choose to consume. So it's so are you like ital? Are you plant-based? Are you vegan? How do you define that for you?
Well, I'm plant-based, I'm vegan, I eat fish, you know, at times, you know. Yeah, it's really that's everyone's decision, you know. Everyone, you can't tell somebody what to eat and what to do. But for me personally, what goes good with me, what makes me feel good, what makes me rise up early, you know, like we say, certain meats that's why I don't eat meat, because it for me personally, we can't now. I feel that certain kind of meats where you eat, it kind of, we call it now. Just say, for instance, if I was to eat more pork, I think I would be a bit more. If I was to eat pork, I think I would be like I couldn't be relaxed, because certain animals have a certain thing inside of them where when it goes inside of your body, it kind of, you know, I don't know if I explain it, you know, but sometimes what you eat is what you are, you know. Well, so like the vegetable grow from the earth, that's a natural thing, you know. So as a Rasta also, we say, we try for more life. We want more life on the earth, you know.
More life.
So
more
yeah, so if I'm one more person less of eating meat, that means hopefully one more animal is living, because a man realize, say, oh, less meat, so more life, you know. So that is my thing also with Rasta, taking care of the earth, taking care of Mother Nature, taking care of the animals, them. We can't take, you know, obviously we have to eat still, but you have to know what we're eating and how we're eating, you know.
We need to know what to eat. And it seems like the human animal is the only animal on this planet that don't know what it's supposed to do.
They don't know
what it's supposed to eat, where
it's true.
It don't know. It really doesn't know a lot. But what you're saying, I mean, I can tell you, I'm vegan in that, well, I don't call myself vegan. I call myself plant-based because I'm still wearing leather and that my shoes are leather. And real vegans, they not playing about that, right? And so, but, you know, as I'm getting more and more away from that. But I know that you do feel different, because when you're ingesting an animal, you're ingesting its hormones. That's, you know,
that is what I was trying to get to.
And
yes.
you're ingesting all of that adrenaline, because these animals know that they're going to slaughter. And so all of that fear you're ingesting. And also when you're eating that meat every day, I don't know why people don't understand that. This was an animal. That means you got a dead animal decaying in your body all the time.
Yeah, I see. I didn't want to take it there now. Now you took it to the level.
All the time there is a dead body. And so that causes disease, because that causes other things to pop up.
Well,
even if you're eating meat, decrease that. Go down to once a week so your body has time to eliminate it. Personally, I don't eat any meat. I don't do any dairy or eggs, but I do, like you, every once in a while, I'll have a nice grilled salmon, because I just love that, right? I like it but simply grilled. I don't want it in no sauce, none of that. Just grill it.
That's true.
Put some, spices and herbs on it, some lemon, and then serve it up with a gang of vegetables, right?
True.
Do you feel like do you feel that your diet gives you more energy? I mean, you guys are up on these stages. You're on that stage. You know, you're touring, you're on stage 5 times a week. And let's say you're on stage an hour and a half, men, right? Maybe. Yeah. That's a lot of cardio.
Definitely gives you the energy, keeps you alert, keeps you light, keeps your mind flowing. You know, we don't really have, you know, our mind doesn't get blocked up with, you know, that mental cholesterol that we don't need, you know,
from all of these type of foods and stuff, you know. So it definitely
is a plus towards liberty,
Mhm.
life, Like just say, take care of thy temple, because I give you a temple. I lent you a temple. I built a temple and I gave to you. So our temple is not our temple. We have been given a temple. So put in the right gas, tune it up right. If you're putting bad gas and you run out the engine, you don't really care about the vehicle.
That's fact.
This is our temple, is the vehicle. So, and you get a loaner. We got a loaner vehicle. If we take care of the vehicle good enough and the whole mental, spiritual, well, maybe we'll be given a vehicle for ourselves now, to own it for ourselves. But at this moment, we have been rented, we've been lent a vehicle,
Right.
So we have to take care of it. So,
I know you're involved in
show appreciation. Yes.
You're involved. Well, I mean, I can just tell from, just this conversation, but also your music and your lyrics and what you're involved in, that you really care about the social concerns, and especially when it comes to our environment. You were in Stockholm, Sweden earlier this year with the song, Don't Ruin My World.
Life's full of different seasons. Every tree has a reason. Everyone needs healing. I'll be right there for you.
Tell people about this. What inspired you? And tell them about the song and how this came about.
Well, the old song, that old song come about from really, as we say, we love nature. We are part of Mother Nature. Without Mother Nature, we are nothing. We can't live. We need oxygen. The oxygen that we get is from Mother Nature. It's not like someone is, Jah has already given us everything that we need. So if we take away and are killing off the earth, we're only killing off ourselves, So that song just came about by connecting with some people who stand for something, the same type of thing that we stand for. And, we have to give thanks that we are able to put our music, connect our music with certain organization or certain foundations that is pushing what we're pushing also, So that whole song, Don't Ruin My World, basically we are trying to put out, is like right now we're making a statement. We need our forests. We need to cut out the deforestation and killing off the trees, because to my knowledge also, which was brought to my attention, we have two major, what do you call it now?
Like jungles, like the Amazon.
Yes, Amazon. We have two more in the whole world, because there was a couple more, but they kill them out, then plant up cities, then build up cities, then do this and do that. So right now there is two more, and I hear that they were trying to still kill off one of them to build up more, whatever they want to build, and the whole thing is, if they get rid of that one, if they start to do that work on that part of the land that we need, it will cause mankind to suffer, Let them say, if he ever was to tackle that one jungle and start to kill off the nature there, we, no matter where you are in the world, we're going to have a problem with oxygen, Yeah. And for me personally, wow, you can even kind of feel it in these days. The oxygen, the oxygen is getting less. You can feel it. Right now we're in Florida, and a bare water in the air, and a bare, bare things in the air that is like, no. I remember the days when we used to have, you could breathe in, but nowadays it's like, whoa, breathing seems to be a bit more harder. It's like, it's not light. The air is no longer light. It's like you're breathing in every pollution. All pollution is coming this way because of that, So it's a very important message that we're putting out there. Mankind don't really know what's going on, but it's a very important thing that we need to save Mother Nature. We need everyone's duty. And to save Mother Nature, you have to save yourself. You have to love each other. You have to love, because you can't love Mother Nature and love Earth if you don't love mankind and love each other as unity. Like I always say, unity and love. So some people want to take care of the earth, but they don't love each other. It's not going to work.
Right.
Or some people say, let's take care of each other. We're not taking care of the earth. That's not going to work neither. It's all in one, that love and that whole thing is one. Love for humanity, love for nature, love for the earth, love for creation. If we have that, we'll have a perfect world immediately, you know?